Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're back at the time again to pick a new month's TBR. It's kind of crazy. The year is halfway over. It's kind of crazy. But I am so on track with my reading goal. I'm so excited. Like I've really been starting up each month's reads. So next video will definitely be all the books that I read in the month of June. But today we're here to talk about July TBR. And I don't remember if I've said this before, but I don't know if I've ever said like, how do I pick the books for my TBR? Specifically because like I am a mood reader. So honestly, I make a TBR, but I could not read it. I could totally go another direction. I will add more books, but I try to like focus in obviously and pick a list that I hope to read and it gives some direction. But yeah, it just depends on what I'm feeling. And I just posted like the last video about my summer reading list because I usually try to focus a lot on romance in the summer. But funny enough, like I literally was like, I feel like reading fantasy. I don't know why, but like I want to read fantasy. So I do have a lot of that on my list this month, but of course I'm also chipping away at my summer reading list as well, which is full of romance. But yeah, if you want to see all the books on that list, make sure to watch that previous video. But yeah, how I pick my CBR is it really is just like what I'm feeling like with vibes, and I prioritize my physical TBR because like I'm really trying to get that down this year because like you keep buying books. Obviously, like books they're always gonna be there. It's never ending. You're adding more and more, but like I just feel like I don't want to buy too much. And then I keep buying and like I'm not actually getting through the list. So I'm really trying to focus on that this year. So that's where my TBR mainly comes from. And then I'm a part of two book clubs. So I always have two books that I will read from that as well. So that also will make my TBR list. And I usually do a minimum of 6 books on my TBR. And then, like I said, I'll end up reading more, sometimes less. It just depends. But those guarantees are the book club books for sure. So let's start with those two because I don't have physical copies. I really try to get books that are like Kindle Unlimited for a book club. Like both of my book clubs, we kind of try to do that as much as possible because a good chunk of us and both of them have Kindle. So we're like, it's not Kindle Unlimited. Maybe we don't choose that book, but sometimes we pick books that are not. But this time, fortunately, they are. So the book club that I started, we're reading wow. I just realized I'm actually so ahead of schedule with filming this that I haven't even picked for my own book club. I haven't even picked the book for July. I just saw that. I was like, wait a second, we haven't picked the book yet. Yeah, actually, we're going to be having book club literally like the last few days of June. So yeah, I haven't picked the book club book yet. We usually pick like in person on that one. So yeah, I don't know yet what I'm reading yet for July for that one. And we may not even actually be able to meet you. I don't know. So, but depending on what that is, I'll talk about the end of July what that book ended up being. But the other one that I'm a part of, which I don't run, but I joined at work, we actually were not able to meet for June because it was such a busy month. So we're not meeting till July. So we decided to do also a bonus book. So I actually have 2 books for July that I'm reading for that book club. And the main one is Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. I always want to say Sweeney for something. I don't know why, but it's Feeney. But yeah, we're reading that book. We read another one of hers like in May or April, I forget. And I really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. I think I want to do audiobook for it because that experience was great. Like listening to that thriller book on audio. So good. So yeah, I will definitely be reading that in July. And then the bonus book is actually a book I've never heard of. It came out like I think like 10 years ago. So you may have heard it if you've been into the reading community this time. And I think it was popular at that moment, but I literally don't remember this book at all. So I'm like, what was I doing? But it's called Dark Fever. I don't even know. I realized after that one got picked as a bonus book that it's like an 11 book series. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But I don't even know what the name of the series is. I know nothing. I just saw the premise and I agreed we could have that as our bonus book with the other members. So that is the other book that I'm reading July. And we'll see how it goes. Like it's a romantasy. So I have romantasy and thriller that we read back and forth. So we have a perfect pairing for July. And yeah, so I do plan on reading that one as well. I should have enough time because we are kind of being towards the beginning of July. But yeah, I think that'll be fine. I actually already started Dark Fever first because I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna like it, so I need more time for that one. Whereas the other one I can read closer to the date. But yeah, those are the first 2 books that are on my TBR for July. Then I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm missing one other book on my Kindle limit that I want to read, but maybe not. Let's get into the actual physical TBR that I have that I want to read in July. And I said that I was starting Throne of Glass, and it just it's not hitting for me, but it's just enough to keep going. I'm not gonna lie, it's just not hitting for me. But funny enough, my friend is also reading for the first time, so she's like ahead of me, and she's like not been vibing. She's giving like Air of Fire as a last ditch effort because like after this the books get super long, and she's like, I just, if I don't like this one, like I can't read 1,000 pages for like not enjoying it. So yeah, we'll see how she feels about it, but she really did not enjoy Assassin's Blade. And I've heard so many arguments about the order and stuff, and I decided to do it in order of publication, so it has me to read this next just like how she chose to do. So everything she's saying, I'm like, I heard people making that argument of why they started with Assassin's Blade, so it's interesting that she has an opinion. So I'm curious what my opinion is going to be on it. So yeah, I plan to read this one next in July. And since this one is like short stories, I'm like, I probably will also kind of simultaneously maybe start this one. I'm not sure yet, but I know these are short stories, and this is like obviously the next one. So regardless, I really want to read both of these in July. So Assassin's Blade and Air of Fire will continue on. Literally, the end of the books, she always makes me like want to keep going, but I'm just not connecting with the writing style, unfortunately, for me. So that's my problem. But you know, she's finally leaving that kingdom off to another kingdom on a ship. She's about to go on an adventure. So hopefully it'll be good. I don't know. But the next book that I want to read is, I want to be all caught up on Abby Jimenez's books. And I borrowed this from my friend the night we met. This is the latest release. I was on a waiting list since April for the library because I honestly just want all of Abby's books in paperback because that's my other ones are. So I'm like, I can't have hardcovers mixing up with the two. So now I have to wait. It says now I can get Say You'll Remember Me, which, you know, in May I read that, loved it so much. So I know this one also is a very controversial. I feel like it's like the most controversial book of hers that's to date, I think. So we'll see how I feel about it. I in general enjoy Abby's writing and banter she writes in the storyline. So I'm curious to see how this one goes and how I like it. So I will be picking this book up really, really soon. And then I have a newer release that came out in June. The Misconnection by T. Williams is a shorter book, so I'm like, I need to have a little balance because I'm reading some longer fantasy books. So I'm really excited to read this one about a lady who is on a plane, has a connection, and I don't know why they don't exchange information, but they don't. And then she has to find this person because she's like, I think he's in love with my life. That's what I feel like is the gist of it. And I think she's gonna end up falling probably for someone else. So this should be a good time. And then I really should sit down. I need to like discuss all the series that I've started, like at least since last year. I can't go further past that. But I need to start looking at all the series I started from last year and decide like, will I continue them? Because there are some that I have still on my TBR list, like physical one, and I'm like, time is passing, and you know, you start just like disconnecting from the series, and it's like I need to read stuff back to back, which is what I'm doing with Throne of Glass, because I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna do breaks or I'm like never gonna finish this. So I decided to pick up the second book of Silver Elite. I read that for book club in, what did I read this May, the first one, and I thought it was pretty like standard, like it was fine, nothing exciting, it's pretty standard romantic, nothing out of the ordinary. A lot of stuff I was like figuring out, but there was a little twist at the end that I was like, oh, I like that, I personally didn't see coming. So that made me kind of curious to keep going. And then I had a spoiler from someone, and I was like, oh, actually, I'm intrigued to see where the story goes. So yeah, I picked up Broken Dove, which came out this year, and I think I'm gonna keep this going with the series. You know, it's nothing crazy; it's pretty straightforward, but it's like pretty a good time overall. So that is something I hope to finish in July. I'm really nervous that I won't because it is pretty like, you know, over 500 pages, and then I also have Throne of Glass, so I don't know if it's gonna be too much for me. And it's summer, and I'm trying to be outside doing stuff, but I need to keep it. I'm fresh with Silver Elite. I got to go into this one next. So yeah, that is the plan for July. So that is about, I think I'm at 6 books because like, I think so. Ooh, I'm about to drop this. Oh, I might be at 7 books because I have five physical and yeah, five physical and two on my Kindle Unlimited. So I'm at 7 books already, possibly eight. Because like I said, I've yet to move my book club, so I might be adding one more. But this is basically the TBR, and you never know. I might just be like, I'm not filling these books and switch them out. So you gotta make sure to check, of course, at the end of each month when I do or I should say the beginning of each month when I do my monthly wrap ups because you never know what I'm going to throw in there. So, yeah, that is everything I'm reading for July. Let me know, as always, what you have on your TBR for the upcoming month in the comments. And yeah, subscribe, hit the notification button, all the things. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.